Alright, what's going on, everybody? My name is Sky King, and welcome to a new series on the channel. I wanted to do this series because I just got bored of Let's Plays. Let's Plays will be on the channel, but yeah. So, in this series, we're going to be comparing games as the usual. But how we're going to be comparing these games? Well, this is how we're going to be comparing the games. So, in this series, we're going to have categories like classes, maps, gameplay, game modes, and sales on how which game is better by comparison. So let's go. Okay, so the first category is classes, and how we're going to be comparing these classes is by comparing them by two games and how much more classes do they have in each game. And I'm going to give the point to GW2. It has more classes, it has, and again, these are the examples of by graphics and I'm going to use the examples of Plants Team. But yeah, here's the graphical difference. But yeah, we're going to be comparing by how much classes they have, and GW2 has more classes. It has 3 extra classes on plants and zombies alike. And yeah, so I think GW2 has the more classes, and you couldn't probably say that, oh, GW1 has more variations, like the Cheetos and the Plasma Pea, and has more sponsors, basically. Yes, you could say that, but I'm comparing to them as in more classes. And GW2 has more classes than GW1, and that's why it is getting the point for this. So that's why, again, it has more classes here. Colonel Corn, Rose, and the Citron. And it will also have the other zombie classes, but this is why GW2 gets the classes. It's the point for most classes. Now on to the next category, maps. The maps in GW1, I think, are, in my opinion, are better than in GW2. GW2 doesn't have that good maps. I mean, I think the only 2 good maps, in my opinion, on GW2 is Moonbase Z, and because it has low gravity, and Frontline Flex, which has good vantage points, and it's a big map. But in my opinion, they're better maps. Shark Bite Shores has a vantage point and good areas. Garden Center, which isn't GW2, but you can't put the garden on top, and Crash Course, because it's my favorite map and also has good vantage points. So Garden Warfare 1 takes the point for best maps. The next category in this comparison is gameplay. Gameplay is very similar in both games. In my opinion, they are both similar in both games. But what really takes the cake is that GW2 has smoother gameplay. In my opinion, it's a lot more smoother than GW1, but it is very similar. I mean, take a look at this gameplay, and then take a look at this gameplay right here. It is very similar, but I think GW2 takes the point because it's a lot smoother, it's a lot more comfortable. And yeah, I mean, they do use different abilities, and they do change the abilities in old classes, which I think, in my opinion, is kind of good, but could be bad at the same time. But yeah, but I think GW2 takes the point for this category. Okay, the category for this is game modes. Game modes, again, GW2 uses the game modes in GW1. It's like they didn't have good ideas. But they actually did have good ideas in GW2. In GW2, they actually had new game modes, but this is from the Town Hall game modes, the limited time game modes, per se, every week. So I think that's why what's it called? That's why GW2 has better game modes, or has more game modes than GW1, which I think only had like 6-7 game modes, and GW2 has a lot more game modes than GW1. So yeah, so I think. But yeah, look at, like, again, that's the new game mode. So that is the new game mode for GW2 this week. So yeah, but yeah, I think game modes they just use a lot, but then again, they did add some game modes in the limited time modes. So yeah, so this point goes to GW2. The last category for this comparison is sales. GW1 had good sales. It had better sales, but it doesn't win the whole round. GW2 still wins the comparison in the comparison. So I say GW2 wins the comparison, and yeah, get both games. I think if you're nostalgic, get a GW1. But yeah, get both games if you want. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the